Fox Sports.
Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Today it's the finale of this homestand, the Astros meeting the Chicago Cubs. Good afternoon, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim O'Shea. The Astros 4-2 on this homestand. They could make it their best, and they go out with Brett Myers against Randy Wells, JD.
And if they win this game, they'll have won 2 consecutive series for only the second time all year. You like their chances with Brett Myers going to the hill. He has been rock solid so far this year, 3-3 with an ERA of 3.04. Randy Wells, a finesse right-hander for the Cubs, 3-3 as well, ERA about a run higher than what Brett Myers has done this year.
So as the Astros go out for this concluding game of this series, it's Lance Berkman who's heated it up, and joined by Michael Bourne. And the Astros hitters have looked much better on this homestand. We'll see how they fare against Randy Wells, who's never allowed them an earned run in 20 innings, in just a moment. Sports Houston is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers and the 2010 F-150, by Jack in the Box, and by the Progressive Insurance Group. It's a very humid day outside and typical warm in July in Houston, Texas. Inside, very comfortable for the fans at Minute Maid Park as they watch the Astros play the Cubs. Lou Pinella's starting lineup is brought to you by Capital One. Kosuke Fukudome leads it off in right field. Tyler Colvin probably will be in that lineup more often. Vanella is saying he's the left fielder with Derek Lee at first base. The cleanup man is center fielder Marlon Byrd, with Aramis Ramirez at third base, Mike Fontenot at second base, Starlin Castro is the shortstop with Clay Hill, the catcher for Randy Wells.
Well, they're up against a red-hot Brett Myers. Take a look at his last 3 outings, a win and 2 no decisions, but 1-0 with a 1.35 ERA for those 3 ball games. Tuesday against Washington, a no decision, allowed just 4 hits, 1 earned run, and a season-high 10 punch-outs.
Myers goes to work, and it's Fukudome hitting. Fukudome begins the day at 285 with 6 homers, 23 runs batted in. He has a 383 on base average. Kosuke takes in there strike 1. Alan Porter's the home plate umpire. Kosuke was 0 for 4 Friday night in the opener of the series. And last night it was Colvin playing right field, and Fukudome did not play in that game. Myers is out in front, no balls, 2 strikes.
Fukudome has not 2 plays for those strike calls. Either that or he thought he was playing in a league where 2 strikes and you're out. Because he just walked across the plate like he was heading back to the dugout. And Fox Tracks had those balls off the plate. Fukudome maybe inching up a little closer to home plate, so Kevin Cash contemplating things here, whether they're going to go away with that fastball or maybe they take a shot inside.
Where Porter set up way inside. I don't think I've seen a home plate umpire set up to that inside corner like that before, JD.
Yeah, that's pretty extreme. I can't say that I've seen it before or not, but it's certainly extreme. He's not really square behind the catcher either. He's kind of turned at an angle.
It's 2-2 to Fukudome. Cubs won last night 8-5 after the Astros took the opener 3-1 Friday night.
Maybe he feels like he can see the outside corner better and moving way inside like that.
Chopped to shortstop. Jeff Blum is positioned perfectly. 1 out.
And Jeff Blum making the play there. We'll show you the rest of the Astros in the field this afternoon. Lee, Bourne, and Pence have the outfield covered. Berkman and Feliz have the corners. Blum and Manzella, they've been kind of playing tag with the shortstop position here lately. Keppinger has been very steady since taking over on an everyday basis after the release of Kaz Matsui. Kevin Cash and splitting time with Quintero. Cash gets the start behind the plate today.
And it's Tyler Colvin, a 300 hitter with 6 homers, 15 runs batted in. He had a big game last night, including a homer off Roy Oswalt, going 2 for 5. There's strike 1. Lou Piniella said at the end of spring training that if Colvin made the club, he would want to get him in that starting lineup. And it really hasn't happened to any great extent, but now he said after last night that he will be playing him more and move him around in the outfield. No balls, 2 strikes. Good-looking young hitter from Clemson. He was a first-round pick in 06, the 13th player drafted that year. 23 years old. It's 1-2.
Yeah, and the problem that Lou has is his outfielders are actually performing pretty well. You know, Fukudome's having a decent year. Soriano's having a good year. Marlon Byrd has been maybe their most consistent hitter all year long. The deficiencies for the Cubs offensively have been the big guys on the corners, Derek Lee and Aramis Ramirez.
Curveball gets a swing and a miss for Myers and a strikeout.
This is kind of fun because Dave Otto, who's doing radio for the Cubs this series, came in and was looking for a scouting report on Myers, and I said, you're going to see a lot of sliders, and so far it's been fastballs and then the curveball.
A little different pattern. This is the first time the Cubs have seen Brett this year, but he made his major league debut against them in July of 2002, and that was a sparkling game for him. He's had good numbers in his career against them. Lee fouls it. And Lee, we noticed last night, was not running well. He's had a hamstring injury. He's been nursing. 238 with 6 homers, 23 runs batted in.
Now he's got a bone bruise he can nurse to go along with the hamstring injury. But now he's thinking, just shoot me.
Yeah.
Just shoot me.
He was going to get a rest Wednesday, but the Cubs were rained out from that game. So those are his numbers coming into this one. And Lee's hit only 158 in his last 5 games, going 3 for 19.
Good swings last night. Single, double, and a line out.
1-1 to Derek Lee. He's been a really consistent player over the years, so it's unusual to see him with numbers like this. After a triple milestone year last year for Lee, he hit .306, 35 homers, 111 runs batted in. 2-1. He has 299 career homers. And so does his teammate Alfonso Soriano right now. That was a good pitch. 2-2.
And he was able to dot that outside edge with the Fukudome up, and now doing it to the other side of the plate to the right-handed hitting Lee.
And missing there. It goes to a full count on Lee. Lee's walked 32 times this year. He led the club in May with 16 walks. Foul ball. And Myers continues to be very workmanlike for the Astros. Consistent, keeping them in ball games. He's 3-3 with a 3.04 ERA. Brad Mills has liked what he's seen of this right-hander's competitiveness. And he gets a strikeout on Lee. And has a 1-2-3 first. No score. Berkman at first base. Carlos Lee's the cleanup man in left field. Hunter Pence plays right field with Jeff Blum at shortstop, making his 4th start at that position. It's Pedro Feliz at third base. Kevin Cash, the catcher for Brett Myers.
Well, Randy Wells has pitched 3 times against the Astros. He's 2-0 with an ERA of 0. He's allowed 1 run. It was unearned. It was all 3 of those starts coming last year at Wrigley Field. So his first time to the Hill here at Minute Maid Park.
Last time out, he went 5 shutout innings at Pittsburgh. There's Michael Bourne reaching to give him an 8-game hitting streak. Beautifully placed in front of Ramirez, and too far for Wells to get there and make a play.
Could not have rolled it out there any better. Not that that was an option. They don't allow that. This is just a beautiful little push bunt. And he didn't catch Ramirez by surprise, and he was tightened up for him, anticipating the bunt, but that was just perfectly executed.
It's his 5th bunt hit of the year. And now he has 13 infield hits. He's aboard for Jeff Keppinger, who, like Bourne, begins the day with a 7-game hitting streak. Keppinger, a .298 hitter with a homer, has 20 runs batted in. He hit that first home run of the season last night. Bourne draws a throw. Michael was running last night, stole his 19th base of the year after a first inning walk and came around to score on a Lance Berkman single. There he is alongside Ricky Weeks atop the leaderboard in infield hits. Wells is up with that pitch. It's 1-0. He has had a couple of rough first innings in his starts this year. On May 28th against St. Louis, he didn't get anybody out. He gave up 6 hits and 5 earned runs. And he took a 7-1 loss in that game. Then he bounced back 3 days later to start that 5 shutout inning performance against Pittsburgh. 2-0.
Generally has good control. He's walked just 14 men this year in 61 in the third innings.
Had another start at Pittsburgh, giving up 6 earned runs in 2 innings in an 11-1 loss back on May 6th. That's a strike. That makes it 2-1. And in April, Randy Wells was 3-0 with a 3.45 ERA for 5 starts. In May, it went the other way for him, 0-3 with a 5.40 in 6 starts. A converted catcher.
Good count here to put a play on. 2 balls, 1 strike. Keppinger, a good handler of the bat. You can play a little hit and run, straight steal. Give Keppinger the option to swing if he wants. Nobody's tried on Randy Wells yet this year.
Somebody's trying, but there's a looping single to right. Bourne goes first to third on the Keppinger hit. 8-game hitting streak for him now, too. Very well done. Two men on for Lance Berkman.
Down, poked that ball down in the zone into right field. It was not a great jump by Michael Bourne, so I'm guessing just straight hit and run play.
Keppinger able to scrape that ball off the ground and send it into right field. And now it's Berkman. 5-game hitting streak for Lance, a .260 average, but the last 3 games he's gone 6 for 13 with a homer, and he's driven in 4. Double play situation. And there is strike 1. Castro and Fontenot play a double play depth.
Well, his fastball, slider, changeup, velocity on the fastball, average, maybe even a notch below major league average. And a real nice rookie season for the Cubs last year. 12-game winner with an ERA of 3.05 for 27 starts. A little cutter, a little slide piece right there under the hands.
0-2.
See where Hill sets up. Well placed. Lance has seen a lot of that lately, either fastballs in or cutters in on the hands trying to crowd him.
He's 4 for 8 this weekend. In the dirt, there's a stop by Coy Hill. Nice block to keep the runner from scoring.
Statistical factoid rarity today, Brownie.
Oh?
As I was perusing the Astros media notes here a little while ago. See if I can call it up again. And this would only matter to goofballs like us, but according to the notes, the Astros and the Cubs both are 17 for 66 so far in the series, coming into play today.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Another one in the dirt. Takes the count to 2-2 on Berkman. And Berkman has definitely had some good results during a 5-game hitting streak. He's 10 for 22. He's hit .385 on this homestand, but he said, let's wait a few weeks before we talk about being hot. Now it's 3-2. And Wells has come all the way back to a full count after getting ahead 0-2.
We've come to anticipate that. Pitchers get the jump on Berkman, and then they start to nibble, and he doesn't chase. And then we get to a full count situation.
Keppinger goes, and it's foul. Wells is 27. He's from Belleville, Illinois. To Southwestern Illinois College. He's drafted as a catcher in the 38th round of 02 by the Cubs, and then Toronto tabbed him in the Rule 5 draft in December of 07, but returned him to the Cubs. And last year he yielded big results for Lou Piniella, going 12-10 with a 3.05 ERA. Berkman bounces it foul.
Keppinger on the run here. Jeff's not a base stealer, but this is a 3-2 situation where Brad Mills is counting on ball 4 or contact from Lance Berkman. Wells not a strikeout pitcher, so Mills feels pretty confident that Lance will either draw the walk or put the ball in play, and by starting Keppinger, he increases the likelihood of staying out of a double play.
This will be the 8th pitch to Berkman. Grounded into right field. 1-0 Astros. Bourne scores. Keppinger to third. Fukudome with the throw, and it's there in time for the out. With the tag by Ramirez, we're out number 1.
The irony is Keppinger was not going on that 3-2 pitch. Lance able to pull the ball through the hole. You see Keppinger getting a secondary lead there. Had he been moving with that pitch, obviously he makes it to third base easily. And he gives it a good go, but Fukudome, good strong throw, just misses hitting Keppinger, and Ramirez applies the tag.
Second outfield assist of the year for Fukudome. Good release on that. Chad Fairchild with the out.
Saw the big play there by Fukudome. Let's take a look at the rest of the Cubs. Defensively, he'll get support with Bird and Colvin in the outfield. And Ramos Ramirez in a sparkling play last night at third. Starlin Castro rates very highly. The young shortstop. Fontenot and Lee cover the right side of the infield. Coy Hill does the catching.
Carlos Lee's put together a 6-game hitting streak. Taking ball 1. Carlos has hit .304 on this homestand. Batting average up to .216. 7 homers, 26 driven in. Tonight he'll be featured at 10 o'clock on Carlos Lee in his own words. Deep drive to left field. A line shot into the Landry's Crawford boxes. A 2-run homer for Carlos Lee. El Caballo explodes for number 8 of the season, giving him 28 runs batted in. 3-0 Astros in the first.
Now we've been talking this entire homestand about the resurgence of the middle of the order. Of course, it's been a while. Hunter Pence has been swinging it well for a good while now. And Lance came along, and El Caballo, the big horse, starting to swing it. Where are the Caballitos? I don't see them out there.
Probably floating around looking for that baseball now. It's a great view of it. And they brought their gloves.
So the first inning continues to play Randy Wells.
Now 3-0 with only 1 out. And it's Hunter Pence. That's the 6th homer Wells has allowed in 62 innings.
It's a cross between Humberto Quintero and Robert De Niro.
It's ball 1 to Pence. Hunter in his last 13 games has hit .362 with 3 homers. Takes a strike there, and it's 1-1. .271 for the season with a club high 9 homers, 26 runs batted in. And he shoots one over second base into center field off the end of the bat for hit number 5 of the inning. 5 hitters, 5 hits.
Yeah, we've had a bunt hit, a hit and run single, a home run. If not for the play by Fukudome, Wells wouldn't get anybody out. I mean, he hasn't recorded an out himself.
Jeff Blum looks at ball 1. 242 for Jeff. No homers, 11 runs batted in. Finding himself at shortstop again today after Tommy Manzella played there last night. Friday night, Jeff Blum was a shortstop, going 0 for 3 with a walk in that series, in the series opener. Hunter takes the dive back into first. He has 5 steals. And for Wells, who had pitched 22 at 2/3 innings against the Astros without giving up an earned run, or 20 and 2/3 rather. Now that ERA is blowing up against Houston. 2 balls, no strikes. Beat the Astros twice and got a no decision. In the no decision, he went 6 shutout innings. That was his first ever start at Wrigley Field. Now 3-0 to Blum. And Brad Mills was asked about Blum starting at shortstop again. He said Tommy Manzella has made a lot of gains, but we like this matchup today with Blum. 3-1. Bud Norris, by the way, will be headed for Round Rock, where he'll pitch a simulated game tomorrow. The Astros will be in Colorado, opening a 10-game road trip tomorrow night. And if things go well for Bud, they'll schedule him for rehab starts for Round Rock. Hunter back to first base. Last night it was Ryan Dempster hitting the winner's circle. Gave the Cubs 6 1/3 solid innings, giving up 3 runs. Cubs starters have a 3.97 ERA as a group. Fly ball over shortstop, back into left center field. Starlin Castro gets back, and Hunter retreats to first. 2 outs.
Yeah, Hunter got a long ways off of first base. And if Colvin had been able to come in and call Castro off and make a play on that ball, he would have been in good position to make a throw to try to double Hunter off. Castro backpedaling as he caught the ball. Took a while to set his feet, and Hunter able to scramble back.
Wells about to make the 25th pitch of the inning to Pedro Feliz. Feliz checks in with a 7-game hitting streak. Fouls it for strike 1. 229 for Pedro. 2 homers, 17 runs batted in. Feliz has gone 10 for 24 during that 7-game hitting streak for 417. Fouls it back, and it's no balls, 2 strikes with Kevin Cash on deck. Astros offense has picked up the pace on this homestand, with the club going 4-2 so far. Last night, the Cubs snapped their 4-game losing streak, and they stopped the Astros' 4-game winning streak. 1-2.
Yeah, Cubs bats broke out last night. They had really been quiet. 9 hits, 6 runs off Roy Oswalt in 7 innings. Really Roy's first, I guess what you would categorize as a bad start of the year. Got hit around a little bit.
Grounded at third. Ramirez to second. And a forced play to Fontenot on Pence. The Astros fire out with a 3-run first on 5 consecutive hits and leave a man. It's 3-0 Houston.
chance to sit in a suite for an upcoming Astros game, courtesy of your Houston area Chevy dealers. Log on to foxsportshouston.com and click on the Chevy Malibu Suite Night giveaway link. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. Look forward to your show tonight on Carlos Lee at 10 o'clock. In his own words, saw a little preview on Astros Live. It looked good, giving us some insights we may not have had on Carlos. There's ball one to Marlon Byrd. 309, 7 homers, 29 runs batted in for the hard-hitting and hustling Marlon Byrd. Good-looking player. Takes that strike, and it's 1-1. We'll find out a lot more about Carlos away from the ballpark at 10 o'clock tonight. Patty's in his own words. That'll be re-airing also if you happen to miss it tonight. 2 balls and a strike. Well, there's a lot in the mix next few days here with a big draft coming up tomorrow evening. Bobby Heck will be joining us at the top of the third to talk about the Astros' plans. They have 2 picks in the first round. And a strike makes it 2-2. Jeff Bagwell headed for New York today to be the Astros representative at the Major League Baseball Network studios in Secaucus, New Jersey for that draft tomorrow night. And Everett Stull will be joining Jeff.
Everett, a former Major League pitcher, is now an area scout with the Astros. And then the Astros will have a war room set up here over in Union Station. Scouts and Ed Wade, the front office personnel, will gather around. Get that board set, know exactly who they want to pick when their turn comes.
Grounded in the hole, and that's going to be an infield hit. Blum laid out for it, but then Byrd was able to reach easily with the infield hit. He's off to a very good start.
Marlon Byrd and Brett Myers would have been teammates together with the Phillies back in the day. And bragging rights to Byrd here, at least for this at-bat.
He has 6 hits in this 3-game series so far. He's aboard for Aramis Ramirez, who had a big game last night. Ramirez looks at ball 1 away. Ramirez, with 5 homers, 22 runs batted in, carries a low batting average of 171. And there's where he's wound up the last 5 years.
He's been a very productive hitter over the years. Injured last year, so he missed significant time. That loose zone that Porter showed early has tightened up a little bit.
We were watching Ramirez last night. He had a big game, going 3 for 4 with a homer, but his left hand seems to be bothering him. So maybe the inside fastball is not a pitch he can get to right now. 2-1.
Yeah, and guys that their hands or their wrists, if they're bothering, they'll typically tell you it's when I swing and miss that it really hurts, when you don't get that contact and then the finish of the swing. And that's what we saw last night from him when he was out in front of that off-speed stuff. And finishing his swing on a swing and miss, it looked pretty painful.
That's in for a strike, and it's 2-2 to Ramirez. He's driven in 106 of his last 9 years. Only the third baseman in Cubs history to drive in 100 in a season.
Ron Santo must have done it, right?
Yeah, and Andy Pafko. 3-2. Brett Myers 7-3 against the Cubs with a 2.63 ERA in 13 games, 9 as a starter. He's walked only 12 in 72 innings.
Gary Scott never did, eh?
Well, you should bring him up. Tapped wide of third base, and Ron Santo himself was very high on Gary Scott. That was during that revolving door period of Cubs third baseman, and Ramirez has been able to stop that door from revolving as he's settled in at third, even though he is really struggling at the outset this season.
Yeah, third base seems to be a trouble spot for a lot of organizations over the years, and I think it's because of the combination of skills required. You want a guy, obviously, who's quick and with good hands defensively, and you're looking for power from that position, too. So if you get one that meets that criteria, you tend to hang on to it. The guys that can't pick it but don't hit much, they might settle in for a year or two. Guys that hit well but make a lot of errors, same thing. They'll settle in for a year or two. But those types of players you're always looking to replace.
Bird's going, and it's foul. Cubs 8 runs last night, was their most since they scored 14 May 7th at Cincinnati. Ouch. Man, that stings.
But you got a ball.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Ramirez battling 8 pitches so far.
Need to bring that man some Bluebell.
Yeah.
Ease his pain a little bit.
I'll sab it. Bird takes off again. It's ball 4. 2 men on, nobody out.
Ramirez able to lay out the breaking ball there. That's one that we talked earlier when the Astros were in that situation. Man on first 3-2 count, whether to go or not go. And the other consideration is the hitter. Some guys will get a little jumpy if they know that base runner is moving, and they'll go out of the strike zone. Ramirez did. He chased ball 4 the first time, fouled it off, and was able to lay off on the ensuing pitch.
31 pitches for Myers, and now it's Mike Fontenot.
That's when you tell the hitters time and time again, look, in this situation, if we're sending the guy 3-2, it's not a hit and run. Don't feel like you have to go out of the zone to try to put the ball in play. Go ahead and take the walk.
Fontenot might be working his way into more playing time with that .310 batting average. Ryan Terrio's been slumping at second.
Fox Tracks, our pitch tracker, brought to you by Jexa Energy. Brett Myers so sharp in the first inning, struggling a little bit here in inning number 2. Kind of ironic because the first inning's been a trouble spot for him this year.
Brad Arnsberg makes a lot of notes during a game. He's watching Myers make his 12th start for the Astros.
I'm sure he's charting pitches down there, pitch selection, pitch location, what he does on each count. It's interesting because, you know, as I mentioned, I told Dave Otto, the Cubs broadcaster, that he throws a lot of sliders and he's throwing a ton of fastballs. And when I went down between innings to apologize to Dave, and he met me in the doorway. He goes, he's got his arms up in there. He's like, "What are you doing to me, man?"
Well, doesn't always follow the same pattern. Now he's 3-1. Fontenot. Fontenot had a big month of May, hitting .347, 17 for 49, 407 on base average. Doesn't strike out much, just 9 times in 123 plate appearances. Fly ball center. Michael Bourne backing on it. Bird is tagging at second. He'll easily move to third as the throw comes into second base on out number 1. Michael took off, and he got there for the first out. Now it'll be Starlin Castro batting. Castro, good-looking young shortstop. He's hitting .289, has 2 homers, 12 runs batted in.
One of those 2 home runs coming in his very first major league at bat. 3-run homer, 3-run triple in the same game, 6 RBIs in a debut. That's a record.
Fly ball to Bourne. Bird goes back to third to tag, and he'll waltz home to make it 3-1 Astros on the sac fly by Castro for his 13th run batted in. Bird got it started with the infield hit. Now Coy Hill on a 5-game hitting streak.
Castro takes a good aggressive swing.
Hill had 2 hits, 2 runs batted in last night. Strike 1 to him. .250 is his average. He's driven in 5. Giovanni Soto sitting for the 2nd straight game for the Cubs. Ivan De Jesus coaches at first. Played shortstop for a long time in the big leagues. 0-2.
I think Ivan's got a son that's draft eligible this year.
Yeah. And so does Delino DeShields.
Dickie Thon.
Right. A swing by Hill ends the 2nd inning for the Cubs. With 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 left. It's 3-1 Astros, mid-second.
TxDOT Cricketer Ticket Photo Sweepstakes winner for this week, it's, drumroll please, Annette Ozuna, who submitted this photo. Congratulations, you'll receive a Fox Sports prize package as this week's Cricket or Ticket winner. Presented by TxDOT. Find it at foxsportshouston.com.
Here's strike 1 from Randy Wells to Kevin Cash. Kevin remembered facing Randy in spring training once. 206 for Kevin, 1 homer, 2 runs batted in.
Ironic, Wells started his career as a catcher. Kevin Cash was not a catcher. Converted to that position in college in the Cape Cod League.
Yeah, that was an interesting story. Rolled out to second. Fontenot to first. He had to catch in a game. They needed a catcher. He volunteered to do that. And the scouts saw him and took interest, and he became a catcher. He's been hitting. He's 4 for 7 in the last 2 games prior to that rollout, including his first Astros homer. This time Wells gets him and faces Myers. Brett 1 for 23. And he looks at ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. The Cubs have to go back to Pittsburgh now to make up a game that was rained out last week. They have a day game there tomorrow and then on to Milwaukee for 3. 1-2. They're on a 9-game road trip. They're 1-3 on that trip. The Astros are about to leave after this game today to go on a 10-game road trip over 11 days. The appeal goes to first. Check swing call by Eric Cooper. 2-2. The Astros will play 4 in Colorado, 3 at Yankee Stadium, 3 at Kansas City. Fly ball to shallow right. Fukudome there. 2 outs. So here it is, graphically represented as the Astros go out west for the first leg. And they're 4-1 the last 5 games at Coors Field. First visit to new Yankee Stadium next weekend, and then the first visit to Kansas City since 2005.
And perhaps the best news of all, Ubaldo Jimenez is pitching today for the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
I mean, 4-game series against the Rockies, and you get to duck that man. That's a bit of good fortune.
He has been phenomenal this year. Michael Bourne fouls it away, so it'll be Jason Hamill, Jeff Francis, Aaron Cook, and Ulish Chassin against the Astros in that 4-game set. Roy Oswalt will pitch Thursday afternoon, so he'll miss pitching at Yankee Stadium. Grounded and backhanded by Lee. for a 1-2-3 second inning. 3-1 Astros. Three to one. The Astros got 3 in the first, and the Cubs come up now trailing by that score in the third inning with pitcher Randy Wells leading it off. And he takes strike one from Brett Myers. Randy has 3 hits and 16 at-bats. One of those hits a double. A 188 average. And he looks at the curveball. It's a 1-ball-1-strike count for Brett Myers. Myers has 7 quality starts in his last 8. He's 2-0 at home. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Astros picked up the pace on this homestand with a 4-2 record. If they win today, that'll be their best homestand of the year. That goes out by third base. The ball's foul.
Got a piece of it. Yes, a piece. Whatever it takes to stay alive. Wells, who signed originally as a position player as a catcher, looks like he handles the bat pretty well as compared to most pitchers, for sure.
It's a soft liner to left. In for a hit. As Assistant General Manager Bobby Heck, in charge of scouting, joins us. And big day coming tomorrow as far as the first rounder. We talk all the time about first round, Bobby, but there are a whole lot of picks after that, and first rounders don't always make it, so there's a lot of work for you guys, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, you really want to hit it on as many players as you can, and what we've tried to indoctrinate is let's try to win every round, I should say. And probably it's not truly realistic, but if that's our goal, we got a better chance of being right more often.
Now, with more picks this season, it is an opportunity to capitalize. Slowly hit ball here to Berkman. Tossing to Myers. And he gets Fukudome out number 1. Does that mean anything different in the way you prepare compared to previous years?
Yeah, it's been a lot different. Going 8, 19, and 33 early in the draft is we haven't been able to exclude anybody. If we didn't have the extra picks for Valverde leaving, we would have been 8 and 58. And our looks on players that we deemed as tweeners not coming back around, we would have done much less work on. But every guy was in play this year, so. But it was great for the area scouts as well, because all their lists were in play as well.
So how far along in the process are you now of putting your board together, prioritizing your guys? Is that done, or is that still a work in progress?
It's still, we're massaging it now.
Yeah.
We've probably put up our main board's in good shape now. There'll be some minor tweaking between now and draft time tomorrow. We're really get into some sideboards where we break down players by position.
So you've got this board, a main board with all the guys. And how far down do you go?
We'll put up 100 to 120 players, that separate themselves from before you go into the ranking them just by position.
And so when your turn comes to pick, whoever guy's on top of the list, you take, or do you react to who's taken position-wise ahead of you?
Well, early on, you'll just take the best guy, and the guy that's top of the list at that point in time. As you walk through the draft, you do like to create some balance. We'll keep track of runs. You typically see runs of left-handed pitching, shortstops. So as you start seeing those that come off more and more off the board, you might say, hey, it's time to go reach over here and address that.
Kind of like our fantasy draft. We do the same thing. Do you play fantasy as a scout?
I think my paycheck's tied to this one, so I don't want to play fantasy here with that.
Derek Lee, the batter, struck out earlier. And he cranks this one to center field, but Michael Bourne is back. And Bobby, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck tomorrow.
No, thank you very much, guys.
Bobby Hack, 3-1 Astros.
This Day in Astros History is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. June 6, 1972. This is kind of fun. It was Turn It Around night in Philadelphia. The Astros won on a 2-run home run by pitcher Dave Roberts. The Phillies had lost 18 of their previous 19 games. So they held the 7th inning stretch in the 3rd inning. They introduced the starting lineup backwards. They played the anthem after the game ended. And they still lost, but the good news for the Phils is they did finally come back and win the next day.
Oh, must have had Steve Carlton pitching that day.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the year he had the humongous year?
Oh, yeah. I think he won 27 games on a team that won 57 or 59.
Yeah.
Or 54, some crazy number.
Ball one to Jeff Keppinger. He singled to right field in the 1st inning as Michael Bourne went 1st to 3rd.
Love the concept, though. Turn it around night.
1-1. Crazy promotions. It is. That's something.
Yeah, the game was fun. Well, it's fun now, but they did some truthful things back in the day.
Astro throws out Keppinger, 1 out for Wells here in the home 3rd.
Everybody had a little Bill Veck in them back in the 70s, perhaps. Well, at this date in history, yesterday, I believe it was 10-cent beer night in Cleveland.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Lance Berkman with the RBI single to right field in the 1st inning. Continues his surge at the plate.
Disco demolition night in Chicago.
Yeah. And strike 1 to Lance. Toronto trying to sweep the Yankees, leads 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning against Javier Vasquez. Vernon Wells hit his 15th home run for the slugging Blue Jays. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's 4-5. The Mets nothing. Middle of the 6th at New York. Cody Ross has hit his 6th. Dan Uggla, number 13. For the Marlins. 2 balls and a strike. Final game here of this homestand at Minute Maid Park, and then the Astros will go away for 11 days. We're coming back against the Texas Rangers.
The battle for the blue.
Yeah.
Those first place Texas Rangers. 30-25, game and a half lead over the mighty Angels. Anaheim, Los Angeles.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
How about the kid yesterday for the Rangers, Hunter?
Oh, yeah, Tommy Hunter.
Complete game, and they were getting readings of 118 degrees down on the field in Arlington.
Nolan Ryan had to love it.
Oh, my goodness.
That'll be Texas and San Francisco on the next homestand for the Astros, the 18th through the 24th of June. Berkman hits a pop-up. Ramirez over. 2 outs. The Coors Light Cold Hard Blast will show you Carlos Lee going deep. Number 8 of the year for Carlos.
You hang it, he will bang it. A floating slider. Demanding to be punished.
It's his 6th homer in his last 20 games now. He's driven in 17 in those 20. Ball 1 to Carlos. So he's had a very intriguing homestand with the walk-off homer against Washington. This one rolls out to Derek Lee. Tossed over to Wells. Wells has a 1-2-3 third with the Astros leading at 3-1.
Astros over the Cubs. Time now for a progressive fan of the game, and my fan of the game is Zach Hamm. He's with his dad, Paul. Zach, you got to throw out the first pitch today. You did an awesome job. Tell us a little bit about it and how much fun you had.
I just had a little fun. I was a little nervous, and my dad told me to throw nice and smooth and try to get it as straight as I can.
And you did a great job. Dad, tell us a little bit about why Zach was selected to do this today.
Zach has a rare genetic syndrome, ectodermal dysplasia. Affects about 1 in 10,000 births. He has several skeletal anomalies, but the Astros are helping us support our golf tournament that we have every August, the Don't Sweat It Golf Classic, to raise money and awareness for the foundation, National Foundation for Ectodermal Dysplasia.
Awesome, and that is that golf tournament is in August. Tell fans if they want to be a part of it, where they can sign up, and a little bit about it.
It's early August, August 8th. If you want to be a part, you can go to don'tsweatitgolf.com. Everything you need to know is there. And we call it that because a lot of the kids like Zach can't sweat because of the syndrome.
All right, and Zach, I know that I think the great part about this story is this golf tournament was actually your idea, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And why did you want to do this?
Well, it's a good way to raise the money for this foundation, especially the kids not like me, which have no hair, less teeth, and a lot of difficulties with their bodies. So this is a good way to raise money for this foundation.
All right, well, you did a great job, and I know there's no slowing you down. I know you're a little baseball player yourself, and you did a great job today. You are our progressive fan of the game. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Bill.
All right, thank you, Patty. Good luck to them with the golf tournament coming up in August. And Fontenot just singled to right after a bird double leading off the inning. Carlos Lee made a good catch in the Ramirez liner. Now Myers has runners at first and third with one out, leading 3-1. Facing Starlin Castro, who hit a sac fly to center. And there's strike one.
Early in the ball game, Brett was relying heavily on the fastball, had very good movement on it, and was kind of fastball curveball for the first few hitters. And for the most part this year, he's leaned heavily on that slider. That's what he started Castro with. Key to his success this year has been situations just like this. He's been able to pitch around a lot of traffic.
Double play situation for Blum and Keppinger. That's strike two. Myers shooting for win number 4 of the year. He was in a position to be a winner for the 4th time last time out. Against Washington, he left with a 6-4 lead. And the lead got away, but the Astros won it 8-7.
Block it if he throws it in the dirt.
The roller goes foul.
Looking for a strikeout there with a man on third base. Cash wanted a high fastball, and Myers shook him off and came with a curveball. So I think he could swing and miss, and a couple different places they could go. Way up with a heater, the curveball down in the dirt. Most catchers probably would prefer the high fastball. A little bit of concern of handling a breaking pitch in the dirt with a man on third.
Oh, close pitch, and it's 2-2.
Had a little run back towards the corner, but never quite got there. And a good pitcher strike zone today. Pretty wide.
Fontenot draws a throw. He's 1 for 2 in base stealing. Boston and Baltimore tied 2-2 after 4 in Baltimore. Victor Martinez hit his 8th for Boston. At foul. It's Washington 2, Cincinnati 1 after 6 in Washington. Greg Stammen on the mound for the Nationals.
Mike Leake beat the Nationals yesterday. The rookie for the Reds is now 5-0. It's just been spectacular.
It really has been something.
Maybe worth a shot in on the thumbs here. They've been going away.
Got him upstairs. Strikeout number 4.
Kevin Cash finally got his way. Brett was trying to finish him with the curveball, and Castro able to foul him off to stay alive. So ultimately, they did take that shot upstairs. That's a big strikeout.
Brings up Coy Hill. He whiffed in the 2nd inning. Hill rips one to the right field corner. That'll make it 3-2, and Fontenot is being sent home by Mike Quade. Here's Keppinger's throw to the plate, and Cash with the tag, and they got him. Both Cash and Fontenot slow to get up after Hunter Pence hit Keppinger, who then relayed it on to the catcher. Spectacular work with the two arms, Pence and Keppinger, and then the tag of Cash.
A good accurate throw. Cash gets it in time where he's able to turn and apply the tag. Fontenot gets caught in.
It's 3-2. Houston bats in the bottom of the fourth inning with Hunter Pence leading it off. He singled earlier and he takes strike one here. Action at the plate. Looked like both players were a little stunned after that brush at home plate with Cash and Fontenot. One ball, one strike. Keppinger got Cash the ball in good shape so he could set up for that tag. It's a foul ball and it's 1-2.
Mike Quaddy, third base coach of the Cubs, willing to take a gamble there with the pitcher coming up next. Made sense to try to score Fontenot. This one's just made two real good throws, so both clubs have had a man gunned down on the bases today. Keppinger was caught trying to go first to third, back in the first.
Liner to right. Caught by Fukudome. That was Hunter Pence's fifth outfield assist of the year. Now it's time for Chevy at the ballpark. We'd like to recognize Keating Chevrolet for their support of Dayton Youth Sports Association. For more information on Chevy's commitment to youth league baseball programs, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com. A lot of youngsters at the ballpark today. Jeff Blum takes, and there's strike one to him. He popped it short first time up. Got some good crowds here this weekend, really enjoying themselves. 1-1. Brooke Ellenberger works in the ticket office. Said a lot of people who just walked up and bought tickets last night and had a very good evening of it. 2 balls and a strike. Usually that Rangers series sells very well in advance. That's the series when the Astros get back home from this long road trip.
We like to call it the Lone Star Series.
Yeah.
The battle for the silver boot.
That's true. We do, don't we? 3 balls and a strike. You remembered. I didn't.
There used to be a boot. Didn't the boot break though?
Yeah, but they got another one.
Yeah, me too.
That's a pretty sharp looking trophy. Let's go to Patty Smith. Patty?
Well, Kids Free All Summer, presented by Minute Maid, is back this summer. For every full-price adult ticket you purchase in the outfield or view deck sections, you can get up to 2 free tickets for kids 14 and under. Kids can also earn rewards for coming to Astros games with the Kids Passport program. Visit Astros.com for tickets. Bill?
Thank you, Patty. Pedro Feliz bounced into a force plate.
It's been a weird day for Wells. First 5 batters for the Astros reached safety. 5 consecutive hits. And then he retires 9 in a row prior to that walk.
Streaky game.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen the photo of Patty's husband and Brad Mills?
I have not.
Oh, you're going to have to see that. They were lookalikes.
Yeah.
Picture taken of them together.
Something about that look
that
leads to coaching.
Coaching, because Patty's husband's a coach, football coach.
I've got it on my iPhone, guys. I'm not sure how to get it out to public knowledge. But then again, I don't know if the public needs to see that. It's kind of creepy, actually. We were joking today because they look so much alike. It's like, no wonder I leave the dugout after an interview and feel like I need to kiss Brad Mills goodbye.
Well, maybe your husband could double as Brad when Brad's out of town if he wants to make some public appearances, but he's busy enough coaching football, he wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, they actually walked up. They met last night for the first time. Both have seen pictures of each other, and they met for the first time, and my husband walks up to him, shakes his hand, and says, "Wow, you're a good-looking man."
Well, we've got Elvis impersonators.
Yeah.
If there'll ever be a call for a Brad Mills impersonator.
There just might be that opportunity. 2 balls and a strike to Pedro Feliz. Runner takes off, and it's in the air, so Jeff Blum will get back. And Starlin Castro goes out for the over-the-shoulder catch. Now Blum's caught in between, and he's doubled off. But he was just hung out because it looked as if that ball might drop in between Castro and Bird. Bird wasn't going to get there. Castro made a mad dash to start the 6-3 double play. And the Astros lead it 3-2 after. F-150 by AT&T and by Gullo Automotive. It's a steamy hot day outside. Inside, Brett Myers leading 3-2. Throws ball 1 to pitcher Randy Wells, leading off the Cubs' 5th inning. He singled in the 3rd. Now he has a 2-0 count. Wells got his 4th hit of the year earlier.
But struggling with his command here. 3 hits and a line out in that last inning. Got out of the inning with the play at home plate. On the throws by Pence, and Keppinger needs to reestablish command of the strike zone. The opposing pitcher up there, that means just start pumping fastballs over the heart of the plate now.
And now it's 3-2. Myers has gone at least 6 innings in all 11 of his starts. The second time in his career he's gone 11 out of the chute with 6 or more. Hunter Pence over toward the right field line, crosses into foul ground. 1 out. We go to Patty Smith.
Well, on Saturday, June 19th, the Astros battle the rival Rangers at 6:05 in an exciting Lone Star Series showdown. The first 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a Nolan Ryan bobblehead courtesy of Dayhill. Buy your tickets today at Astros.com.
Oh, get a Nolan bobblehead also in that series. Very good. Saturday, June 19th. Fukudome has grounded out both times to short and to first. He hit .253 in May after a .344 month of April. It's a 3rd straight year in which he's had a stellar month of April, but failed to keep up that pace in May. Bounces this one, and Keppinger moves over. 2 outs. Cubs 3-4-5 hitters were 8 for 14 last night. Number 4 is 2 for 2, Marlon Byrd. Now it's the number 2 man, Colvin. But if he can provide the kind of sock he did last night with a 2-run homer and double in this number 2 slot, Lou Piniella's going to love that.
Especially against a tough right-handed pitcher, another left-handed option for them. It's a fairly right-handed lineup when you look at their everyday players. Hey, Lou mixing in some lefties. As a matter of fact, he's got no left-handed options on the bench.
Liner to center. That's a hit. Hit number 6 for the Cubs.
And this is the guy you were most concerned about coming into this game, Derek Lee, even though he's not having a good year. You look at what he's done against Brett Myers in his career, it kind of jumps off the page.
Oh, it does.
15 out of 29. That's a .517 batting average of 3 home runs.
He struck out and fly to center. Strike 1 to D. Lee. Cleveland leads the White Sox at Chicago 6-2, top of the 4th inning. Lou Marson hit his first home run for the Tribe. Cash stopped that one, and it's 1-1.
Ozzie Guillen's son also likely to be drafted.
Yeah.
And, Jimmy Leland has a son.
Really?
That is expected to be drafted. A catcher, yeah.
Paul Konerko hit his 17th for the White Sox today. Phillies got 4 in the 2nd. They lead San Diego 5-4 in the 4th.
Well, Jamie Moyer last night, complete game win for the ageless one. His 2nd complete game of the year at 47 years of age. One of those a shutout.
One of 3 pitchers to win 100 games after age 40. That's amazing. 3-1. Adrian Gonzalez hit his 11th today for the Padres.
That's the question is, how many will Jamie win after the age of 50?
Well, why quit now? See that one play he made near the first base line? Flopped on his belly and made a play. Yeah, he looks like a 19-year-old out there, the way he approaches the game. 3-2 now to Lee with 2 outs. Colvin will be running.
A little different look from Brett Myers today. The fastball's early, not as many sliders, and mixing in a good changeup here to D. Lee.
76 pitches for Myers. Threw 110 in his last start. Ground ball, and Keppinger to his left. Throws out Lee. No runs ahead, a man left. 3-2 Astros in the 5th. round pick by the Astros. J.R. Richard was a second rounder in '69. That worked out pretty well. Craig Biggio is the 22nd pick in the first round in '87. Oh, J.R. Richard was the second pick, I'm sorry, in the first round in '69. Bouncer in the hole, Kevin Cash, Starlin Castro gets him for out number 1 here in the 5th inning. So the first rounders can be really a major asset to the organization. Sometimes they don't work out at all. That is the real situation with the baseball draft. It's more risky than the other sports drafts.
Yeah, players, because I think, with football and basketball, it's more about athleticism, and the players coming out of the college ranks are more of a finished product than baseball players. They still have to hone their skills a little bit, for the most part. I mean, the Strasburg kid, from everything we've heard, is would have been fine if he'd just gone right to the big leagues. The pitcher for the Reds, and we have seen some guys do it successfully. The baseball's a little goofy, and sometimes those top picks never make it.
2-0 to Brett Myers.
The only man to be drafted number 1 overall twice was Danny Goodwin. And he made it to the big leagues, but didn't really have much of a career.
Fastball and 2-2.
And you would think a guy, if he was deemed the best amateur player in the country, not once but twice, this guy should have been a future Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. Yeah, because of the way baseball is structured, in that minor league situation, it's such a weeding out process. Players come up against their peers, and then it gets tougher at each level on up the line. Professionally, very difficult for somebody to step right into the big leagues. Went foul, although
that may have hit him in fair territory.
Yeah, Corey Hill was contending that. Yeah, he should have been out.
Yeah, he steps out. He's out of the box. If that hits him on the toe, Hill's arguing it may have been foul territory. It was awfully close.
Fastball struck him out. Strikeout number 1 for Wells. AT&T brings us some trivia. Ken Griffey Jr.'s retirement, who is the oldest active former number 1 overall pick.
Given the fact that I couldn't name 5 number 1 overall picks. A-Rod, Teixeira.
Okay, let's go with A-Rod. Ball 1 to Michael Bourne. He put down a bunt single and scored in the first inning. He's scored runs in 8 straight games now. That's an excellent change up there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Wells is good at mastering the off-speed stuff, as he has been. We've seen him against the Astros. 2 balls, 1 strike. Batting average against him is .280.
They just need to get somebody else who gets first inning for him.
Well, Carlos Silva's been the hot hand in their rotation. He's 7-0 with a 3.12 ERA for his first 10 starts. And no Cubs pitcher's ever done that in his first 10 starts with Chicago, gone 7-0.
Oh, that's the correct answer to the trivia question. I cheated. I looked it up.
A-Rod?
No.
Strikeout number 2 for Wells makes it a 1-2-3 fifth for him, and it's 3-2 Astros after 5. hits in this ball game. Coy Hill's double to right field. Hunter Pence to Jeff Keppinger to Kevin Cash, who took a blow to the head from the forearm of Mike Fontenot. The Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by the Frost Brewed Coors Light.
I'm not sure what Mike Fontenot was trying to accomplish there with that slide.
Yeah.
Sure, he would tell you he didn't know what he was trying to do either. Just knew he was in a difficult position, likely going to be out and trying to get creative. I'm not sure. Looked like he was trying to tackle Kevin.
Yeah. Marlon Byrd, 2 for 2, and hot shot to third, fielded by Feliz. But Byrd with 5 doubles in the series is a tough out this weekend. That's out number 1.
Yeah, even when they get him out, he seems to hit the ball hard. This is a pretty good swing here. Watch the good soft hands by Feliz. Nice play.
The ball was on him in a flash. Cubs have out hit the Astros 6-5, and now it's Ramirez. He lined to left. Carlos made a good play on him in the 4th after he walked the first time up. And it's ball 1. Kansas City leads Detroit 5-1 after 5. Jose Guillen hit his 13th homer. Brian Bannister's the pitcher for Kansas City. It's 1-1. Giants and Pirates tied 3-3 after 6. Garrett Jones hit his 8th. Tim Lincecum pitching. He's not been pitching all that well lately. 1-2.
And, you know, there hasn't been any reports out of San Francisco about Lincecum's health, but I would not be surprised at some point if we were to find out he's been pitching with a little bit of a fatigued arm.
Could be.
His velocity's been down, and look at the numbers, are very Lincecum-like.
Swing and a miss at a curve and a strikeout of Ramirez. 5 strikeouts for Myers.
Curveball's been a nice weapon for him here this afternoon.
Who is the oldest active former number 1 overall pick now? Ken Griffey Jr. is retired. Chipper Jones, 1990, of course.
This year, Todd Van Poppel came out. Remember, he was supposed to be the guy, but he kind of let it be known that he was going to go to the University of Texas, and so some teams backed off, and then ultimately he did. He did go with Oakland. And Alamakia was working for the Braves at the time. And was a great scout. He told us that story, how he really liked Chipper, and told Bobby Cox, "This is the guy you want."
Keppinger in front of it, and he throws out Fontenot. Myers once again has gone 6. He's done that in all 12 of his starts with the Astros, and he leads 3-2. Short. He takes ball one from Randy Wells, who's at 79 pitches for the day now. Berkman and Lee to follow. 2 balls, no strikes as Wells misses with the fastball. Lined over Fontenot into right center field. Keppinger went up and got that one for his second hit of the game. Our Jack in the Box standings. We'll look at the Astros minor leagues on Sunday, as we always do. Ryan Bogusevic is hitting .297 with 6 homers. He's driven in 28 from Round Rock. Marcus Cabral, a .284 average for Corpus, where Kobe Clemens has 13 homers and 35 driven in. And J.D. Martinez continues to light it up for Lexington at .364 with 41 runs batted in.
Jeff Bagwell had some good things to say about J.D. Martinez last night. I think he was in visiting with us. Visiting, yeah, working with us.
Yeah,
getting work.
Fun to have him. Lance Berkman lines a single to right field. Keppinger goes to second, and it's back-to-back hits. Both Keppinger and Berkman 2 for 3 in this game now.
I was talking with Dickie Scott earlier today. Dickie's the Astros minor league field coordinator, so he travels around, sees all the different clubs. I was asking him about Martinez. And yeah, he can really swing it. He's a good hitter. He's the guy who really stands out against the better pitchers in that league. You know, the guys with the plus stuff, he still manages to inflict some damage.
Astros have something working here with Carlos Lee batting. Carlos with 3 homers in his last 5 games. Belted a 2-run shot in the first, then he grounded out. That's strike 1 call for Wells.
Wells elevated that fastball to Keppinger, and they just threw a fastball pretty much right down the middle to Carlos. It looked like Carlos was looking for a breaking pitch. Wells really doesn't have the kind of stuff where he can afford to pitch to the heart of the plate up like that.
Cubs have Andrew Kashner warming up. Line to Fontenot. 1 out. Tough luck for Lee.
Yeah, really nice swing. Gets extended on this fastball down and away. Hits it right on the screws. Fontenot perfectly positioned. Good base running here by Keppinger. So what's so good about that? You're always trying to freeze on the line. If that ball hit behind you, that's the 2 things you tell yourself: freeze on the line, but a ball behind me, that's the one, I gotta go. Of course, in this situation, he's forced anyway, first and second. On any ground ball, he's got to go.
Hunter Pence is 1 for 2.
6th inning of a 1-run game. Sometimes you're thinking about being aggressive, getting a good jump.
Yeah. A lot of guys get doubled off, especially with the second baseman that close to the base. Hunter lined to right after his single up the middle. Fouls it. 1-1. Tampa Bay and Texas scoreless after 1 at Texas, where it's really hot. Cubs have played 20 one-run games. They're 8-12. The Astros are 6-8 in their 14 one-run affairs. Lou Piniella wanting his club to pick it up offensively, but they're ranking pretty low in a lot of the departments in the National League, Jason.
He's rocking that playoff beard for the Blackhawks.
They tied 2-2 in their Stanley Cup Final Series now. Through into left field. Keppinger is being waved home. Throw to the plate by Colvin, and the run scores. It's 4-2. On a hot shot, Ramirez couldn't flag it down. On a good ball by Hunter Pence, he winds up at second base.
The ball really smoked, and Ramirez not willing to give up the body. Didn't get in front of it, tried to olay it, came up empty.
Ruled an RBI single for Hunter Pence.
Ken Caminiti would have taken that one off the chest for you.
Yeah. Right. Hunter's 27th run batted in. Now first base open. Intentional walk to Blum. And then Pence took second on the throw to the plate. So this will load the sacks for Pedro Feliz. Free pass, and Wells may or may not stay in to face Feliz. Feliz 0 for 2 against him. Bounced into a double play in the 4th inning. Pitcher spot is due up 3rd for Lou Piniella in the 7th.
It looks like he's getting ready to make the move. Probably a double switch. He was chatting with somebody in the Cub dugout.
This video game summary is presented by BBVA Compass. We take a look at Lance Berkman with a first inning RBI single to right field. That was a 3rd straight hit allowed by Wells. Then Carlos Lee followed with a 2-run homer. That made it 3-0 Houston after 1. And the play at the plate, Fontenot gunned down in the 4th inning as the Cubs came back. They made it 3-2, and this could have been the tying run, but Keppinger relayed from Pence on to Cash, tagged out Fontenot. Keep the lead at 1 run, 3-2. And now it's 4-2 with the bases loaded and Feliz batting. Cash on deck. Up the middle and into center field. Scoring Berkman. And Pence comes to the plate. Bird's throw is offline. A 2-run single. 6-2 Astros as Feliz comes through, extending his hitting streak to 8 games. That's 19 runs batted in for him. Lou Piniella's out with that double switch now.
Giving Wells a chance to get a double play ball to get out of the inning. He got the ground ball, but right through the middle of the diamond. Good swing by Feliz, not over swinging. Staying on that slider. The Lou clock is ticking. How long will it take him before he reaches the dirt? Well, if you had 17 seconds, you're a winner.
Pedro's had that nice swing lately, producing a lot of line drives, sharply hit grounders, going through the middle more, it seems, lately, JD.
Yeah, that's what I see. I'm not a hitting guru by any means, but it looks to me like he's just, trying to keep that front side in a little bit better and not over swinging, and starting to get rewarded for that approach.
6-2 lead for the Astros. Astros Friday night. With 1 inning of 1 hit shutout ball, he gave up a hit to Lance Berkman. All the way strike 1. Reading Lance's comments in the paper today, interesting, and Cashner came right at him. His background, Conroe, TCU, went to Angelina Junior College. Is the Cubs' 4th best prospect. 19th overall pick in 08. And so he's got the power arm to come at hitters. When he found out he was a local guy, he said that explains it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ashton made his debut in Pittsburgh on May 31st. He's been a major leaguer for all of a week. Ryan Theriot enters at second in the double switch.
There seems to be a pipeline. These hard throwers from the state of Texas and this area. Ryan, Clemens, Beckett, Kerry Wood.
Yeah.
And there's another one coming, the kid from the Woodlands, Tyon. Well, Draybeck for that matter. Kyle Draybeck.
Yeah.
Won't be long before he's a big leaguer.
Tap to the left side. Ramirez to second. And no relay to first. 2 outs. Blum to third base, and Cash reaches. And now it'll be Myers.
And slowly hit. Kind of took the double play away from the Cubs.
Theriot entering in the double switch is batting 9th. Fontenot left the game, so Cashner's batting in the number 6 spot in the order for Lou Piniella. And Myers is 0 for 2. 6 runs on 9 hits for Houston. That's that fastball. It's a beauty, but he missed with it, ball 1. 9-7. Some late life, as they say.
And again, we talked earlier about glove side command. It looks like he's got the ability to throw that ball down and away to a right-handed hitter and really finish that fastball. And then he's going to bore it in on their hands as well. Like that.
Yeah. It's got to sting a little bit. 2-1. Cashner has zipped up from AA to AAA to the majors this year. In the minors, AA and AAA combined, he was 6-1 with a 2.05 ERA in 11 games, 9 starts. Then they moved him to relief to get ready for the big league stint. Who? 2-2. This guy has a big time arm. That is a rocket thruster fastball. Folks in the upper deck could hear that mid pop. And strike 3 ends it. But the Astros come up with 3 runs in the 6th inning on 4 hits. They strand 2 to lead it 6-2.
And by Clear Wireless. That
we move to the 7th inning. 6-2 Astros on top as they look to take 2 out of 3 and put together a very nice homestand before heading out of town. We want to invite you to join us after the game for Astros Live, as we'll talk much more about this one here from the skipper, Brad Mills. Head into the clubhouse, all that more coming up after the game. Also get a preview of the upcoming road trip. That's all after the game on Astros Live. And no surprise, Brett Myers, another workmanlike game today as we go back to Bill Brown and Jim DeShays, guys. Thanks, Kevin. We look forward to Astros Live after the game. These fans enjoying a 6-2 ball game with the Astros leading it right here. And on Sundays, the Organist is playing at Minute Maid Park. That's a brand new touch this season. A lot of fans have liked that.
Yeah, we need to tap into that.
Brett Myers has tapped into another quality start. He leads at 6-2, moving to the 7th inning, and it's Castro to lead it off. He's 0 for 2 with a sac fly.
We need to find out who that organist is. Give him a little.
Well, we had his name a while back. We get it. There's strike 1 to Castro. He's 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Something the Astros started a few weeks ago. I think it was the first Sunday of the season, in fact. Flashback to Astrodome days that a lot of the fans really like to see again. Fly ball, and Michael Bourne is waiting in right center field. There's one out for Myers. He has really helped to save the bullpen this year. Now Coy Hill had the RBI double in the 4th inning, but the second runner failed to score as Fontenot was gunned down. Pence with the throw to Keppinger, and Keppinger on to Cash for the out at the plate. Ball 1. And foul ball makes it a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
James Connors.
James Connors, yeah. We found it. He's the guy.
Plays at a church out in the Woodlands. No wonder he's so good.
That's off-speed pitch. Drops in for Myers. For a 1-2 count. What is your phrase about people who live in the Woodlands?
Yeah, it's a stolen phrase.
Okay. Everybody's above average?
No, all the children are above average.
Okay.
So Lake Wobegon. All the women are strong, all the men are good looking, and all the children are above average.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Number 4, it's a curveball, and it's on the inside corner. But it's 5 strikes.
This one's supposed to be down, and it is. It's a swing and a miss. A strikeout. Cash and Myers working well together on strikeout number 6.
Well, you know, Brett Myers, we've talked a lot about him this year because he stayed in just about every game for a long time. And we say things like workmanlike, blue collar, tough competitor, innings eater, all those. But, you know, we may not be giving him his due. He's just been a really good pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you say that innings, a lot of guys can pitch innings. Give me quality innings, and that's what this guy has done.
93 pitches through 6 2/3. And it's ball 1 to Ryan Theriot, batting for the first time. Theriot at 274, hitter with no homers, has 14 runs batted in. Lou Piniella was joking around last night after the game because Theriot drew his first walk since May 1st, which was Kentucky Derby weekend, and they said, well, second walk on the Preakness, so I hope we don't have to wait for the next major horse race for his next walk.
Yeah, because yesterday was the Belmont, there's none left. So the Travers Stakes maybe.
He was referring to some Hamiltonian or some other type.
Yeah. There you go. Lou would know. He would know when the horse races are.
Wilton Lopez is warming up for the Astros. That's a strike. And it's 2-2. But Theriot was hitting well. He was a shortstop. And then when he moved to second base, he didn't hit so well. He was hitting .341 as a shortstop. And sitting under 190 as a second baseman.
I'm going to guess that's mostly coincidental.
Right.
I don't think the position change would affect him that much.
No. Line to left field. Ontario stayed on that breaking pitch. And he gets the Cubs a 2-out single here in the 7th. They call him the Riot, Ryan Theriot. Astros hoping he hasn't just started a riot here with 2 outs in the 7th inning, because the Cubs have been pretty quiet. They had 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. That's Fukudome.
I don't want to see Marlon Byrd up there with a couple of men in scoring position. That would be my biggest concern if I were Brad Mills. He's been having the best swings this weekend for the Cubs.
Strike to Fukudome. Kept off base. Florida and the Mets are tied 6-6 after 7 now. Jeff Frank Corbett is 6th for New York. It's 1-1. The Yankees got 4 in the 8th, and they lead at Toronto now 4-3, bottom of the 8th inning.
Drama all over the out-of-town scoreboard. 5-5 Philly San Diego, 3-3 Giants and Pirates, 2-2 Reds and Washington. Boston tied 2-2.
2 balls and a strike. Here's the out-of-town scoreboard.
There's going to be a lot of opportunities for big clutch walk-off hits.
Bouncer over Myers. Blum fields it. Safe at first. Fukudome beat it out. That'll be Colvin coming up with 2 on and 2 out.
Yeah, and maybe that's where Jeff not playing a lot of shortstop this year. He's played a little bit lately where he may get exposed a little bit. Just the timing, when you're used to playing the third base and second base. Third base for sure, the ball gets on you more quickly. And good hustle by Fukudome. Kind of gets that running start out of the batter's box.
Yeah. Now Myers looks upset as Brad Mills comes out to the mound. With Colvin, he's 1 for 3 coming up next. And it's Wilton Lopez headed in. 6-2. The Astros lead the Cubs. Wells followed with a Jeff Keppinger hit to right field with Bourne running on the pitch going to third. Then Lance Berkman RBI single to right field, 1-0. Carlos Lee 2-run homer, 3-0 Astros. They had a 5th consecutive hit after that from Hunter Pence. The Astros had scored 28 first inning runs in 56 games, and they got 3 in the first. Red Myers leads with a very good pitching line And Wilton Lopez takes over against Tyler Colvin, who's 1 for 3.
2 runners on base, his responsibility as well. And Wilton Lopez, a sinker baller, and I think that's what drove this decision by Brad Mills. Fairly comfortable 4-run lead here in the 7th inning, but if Colvin knocks one into the seats, all of a sudden you got a 1-run game, and probably more likely to happen with Brett out there than with the sinker baller Lopez.
Foul ball makes it 1-1. Lopez has come in for more and more important assignments, and he has excelled with 6 consecutive scoreless outings, including a win here Tuesday against Washington, coming in with the bases loaded in that game and putting out a fire, and then he got a hold in the 5-1 win here Wednesday night over Washington. The 1-run lead in the 6th when he came in. Grounder, Keppinger over to Berkman. And he stops this Cubs threat. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. Fans will join and sing God Bless America here at 7th inning stretch time. It's 6-2. The fans have had their 7th inning stretch. Still enjoying it, in fact, as the Astros come up at the bottom of the 7th inning. With 9 hits for the Astros. It started with 5 consecutive hits for them and a 3-run first today. Now Andrew Kashner of Conroe Faces Michael Bourne. Bourne is 5 for 11 in this series. 1 for 3 with a bunt single to get it started today in the first. And there's ball 1. Randy Wells in 5 1/3 innings allowed 9 hits, 6 runs with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts.
The Astros have 9 hits in this game and 6 runs, and all the hits and all the scoring coming in 2 innings.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
It is. 3 in the first, 3 in the 6th,
and all the hits. No hits in between.
The Big Bang Theory. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brett Myers threw 103 pitches, 68 of them strikes, and 6 2/3 innings. He allowed 8 hits, 2 runs, walking 1, fanning 6. Wilton Lopez now has inherited 14 runners, none have scored. Ramirez, 1 out. We go to Patty Smith.
Well, Father's Day is only 2 weeks away, and the Astros have the perfect gift for your dad. The 6-game Father's Day pack lets your dad choose the 6 Astro games he wants to see during the 2010 season, and plans start at only $42. Visit Astros.com/fathers today. And you two dads, just feel free to take the day off that day.
Oh, well, we can't, can we? No, we can't take that day off.
I said you could.
Here we go.
Okay, we got a note from Patty.
There you go.
Well, so if nobody's here, you'll fill in?
Sure.
Just show the game.
Yeah. Just show the game. Supply your own commentary. 2 balls, no strikes to Keppinger. Keppinger's 2 for 3. Well, we could have Lady stay at the microphone. What? It's 3-0, 2-1 rather to Keppinger. Hard throwing Andrew Cashman. Another young man who's moved very quickly through the minor leagues, drafted in 08. Just 2 years later, here he is. Pumping fastballs, and there's a fly ball to right center. Fukudome corrals it, 2 outs.
Yeah, I think sometimes clubs are too hesitant to push youngsters. You get a kid with this kind of ability, you advance him a little bit quicker than you would other guys. Trust that he can figure it out as it goes along.
Well, Lance Berkman got the hit off him a couple nights ago. Now Lance is 2 for 3. And there's strike 1. Lance came into this game a .247 career hitter against the Cubs. It's 0-2. Cincinnati got 3 in the 9th and leads Washington 4-2 in the bottom of the 9th now. Scott Rowland at his 14. Cashner, quick glove hand. And it's a 1-2-3 7th inning, 6-2 Astros. The 8th inning begins with Wilton Lopez on the mound. And Lopez faces Derek Lee, who's 0 for 3. That's ball 1 to Lee. Lopez not only has a very good sinker, but a changeup that works for him quite well. It's 2-0. He's an interesting pitcher for the Astros. Didn't get a whole lot of mention coming into this season. Had very little time with the big league club last year.
Pretty pitch right there, boy. 2-0. He's looking for something he can jump on, but he can't do anything with that. A sick piece at the bottom of the knees.
His stock has certainly risen.
Good pick. A waiver claim, right?
Yeah. And he is 26 years old. 2-2 from Nicaragua. Last year he pitched in 8 games for the Astros. He was 0-2 with an 8.38 ERA after pitching at Corpus Christi as a starter and reliever. Line to right center field. Lee out of the box as Bourne gets to it. And there's a leadoff single here in the 8th inning.
Lee busting it down the line, bothered by that bad hamstring. He's going to take it easy when he can.
Marlon Byrd has been working hard in this series. 2 more hits today, 2 for 3. Brandon Lyons warming up for Houston. Bob Howery for Chicago. Ball 1 to Byrd. So Byrd has had 3 multi-hit games this weekend. A total of 7 hits in this series.
Well, reunited with Rudy Jaramillo here in Chicago. Rudy, the hitting coach with Byrd in Texas, now with the Cubs. And Rudy likes to teach that front foot, that little tap to set the weight. He was pretty subtle about it. You can see it there.
1-1. Byrd was drafted by the Phillies in the 10th round in '99. Same year Brett Myers was a first-round pick by the Phillies. Bouncer slowly ahead. Lopez throws him out. Lead at second base, 1 out.
Smart play. Got a 4-run lead. Just make sure you get it out. Don't get greedy.
Aramis Ramirez will be next. The pitcher spot coming up. Cubs get a pinch hitter ready in the on-deck circle with Xavier Nady. Ramirez is 0 for 2 with a walk. Braves and Dodgers about set to get underway in Los Angeles with John Eli going for Los Angeles against Tim Hudson today. There's ball 1 to Ramirez. Washington just got 2 in the bottom of the 9th and tied Cincinnati 4-4. Still batting. The runner at second and 2 outs against Francisco Cordero. Fly ball to Hunter Pence in right. Lee will make the trip from second to third. Gingerly, 2 outs. And now Nady will pinch hit for the pitcher, Cashner.
We were talking about earlier after we chatted with Bobby Heck how the draft is inexact science, kind of a crapshoot. In 1983, Tim Belcher was the first pick of the draft, and Belcher had a very good major league career. Second pick was Kurt Stillwell. Roger Clemens was the 19th pick that year.
Yeah.
It's just very difficult to differentiate the top of the draft.
Yeah,
Stillwell had a nice big league career. I think the Astros took Robbie Wine that year.
Mm-hmm. Ball 1 to Nady. You saw his pinch hitting numbers. He's been starting some lately, though, and getting good results at first base. It's 1-1. Andrew Cashner continues to have a big league ERA of 0. He works an inning and 2/3 today, giving up no hits, no runs, with no walks, 1 strikeout. That one goes foul, and it's 1-2. Steven Strasburg got a package of around $15 million to sign last year with Washington, and signed right before the deadline. It'll be interesting to see if Bryce Harper is the top pick, as projected by many tomorrow night, what kind of package he winds up getting. And he's only 17. He skipped 2 years of high school, got a GED, and went to junior college for 1 year. See what kind of a deal he winds up with. The pitch comes back to Cash, and Lee cannot score on it. Quick rebound.
And you don't anticipate a ball that high with Lopez with all the sinkers he throws. So this one just gets away from him. Cash can't get the glove up in time. And Lee with that bad hamstring and down 4 runs isn't going to take any unnecessary chances out there.
Each club has 9 hits, no errors, but the Astros lead it by 4. Line shot into center. Now it's a 3-run margin on an RBI single by the pinch hitter, Nady.
Somebody's got to talk to Wilton about throwing his bare hand at those line drives.
Yeah.
He had one not too long ago, and it's one thing if the ball is not all that sharply hit, but that thing is really stung. The base hit, as opposed to a broken hand and a trip to the DL, especially in a 4-run game. I'd much rather give up the hit.
Brad Mills out, and now a 6-3 ball game. That was hit number 10 for the Cubs. It's going to be Brandon Lyon coming in. Back in a moment. Carlos Lee provided a 2-run homer in the first inning, his 3rd homer in the last 5 games. Hunter Pence is 2 for 3 with an RBI, and he got his 5th outfield assist at a time that the score was 3-2 in the 4th inning. That's Brandon Lyon with a runner at first, Nady, and 2 outs, facing Castro. He's 4-1 with a 3.47 ERA.
First appearance this weekend, or twice in the National Series. Fastball command is very good. Slider, cut fastball, straight changeup.
He has 8 holds and normally gets the 8th inning assignment. Brad Mills wanted to give him a little time off this week, and that happened. 2-0. When Lyon pitched a scoreless 8th inning on Thursday, it was with a 1-run lead. Struck out Adam Dunn, got a double play ball from Josh Willingham, and putting up a 0 with the score 3-2. He's the club leader in wins with 4. 2-1. Brett Myers could join him with a win today. We're in the top of the 10th now. Cincinnati 4, Washington 4.
It's starting to look like another Tyler Clippard win. Keep him in those games late.
He got his 8th win the other night, right?
Yeah.
That's nuts. A reliever. 2-2. I think Elroy Face went 19-3.
I was just going to say Elroy Face, 18 and 19 wins.
Could be another one of those years for Tyler Clippard. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Our relief pitcher's got to be in just the right spot and do well to have that kind of a record.
Yeah, because I'm guessing in Face's time, he probably came in a lot and pitched 3 innings or so.
Yeah.
You know, so you'd be around longer and you'd be more likely to be put in that position. In this day and age, it's pretty much an inning at a time.
There it goes on 3-2, and it's hit toward Hunter Pence's territory in right field. Just fair for out number 3. No runs in the hit, and it is 1 run and 2 hits rather, and it's 6-3 now. Astros in the 8th. Chevrolet for their support of Dayton Youth Sports Association. There they are from Dayton Youth. For more information on Chevy's commitment to Youth League baseball programs, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com. The Astros lead the Cubs 6-3. Houston coming up, bottom of the 8th inning. It's Bob Howery on the mound for Chicago, pitcher number 3. Cashner got 5 outs in a row, entering in relief of Randy Wells. We look at Howery for the 2nd time in this series.
Bobby Howery for the season. He's appeared in 20 games, 1-0, 8.35 ERA. Recently released by the Arizona Diamondbacks and picked up by the Cubs. He's thrown well in a Chicago uniform. Matt Lindstrom heating it up in the Astros pen.
As of now, it would be a safe situation for him going to the 9th unless the Astros score more runs. They have Lee, Pence, and Blum due up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs have out-hit the Astros 10-9. No errors by either team. Chicago has stranded 7. Houston has left 3. Carlos Lee ripped a 2-run homer in the first. He's 1 for 3. Had a good swing in the 6th inning, lining out to second base. Wilson Lopez worked 1 inning, giving up 2 hits, 1 run with no walks, no strikeouts. Howery's 45-49 for 751 games. To right center, Bird is calling. 1 out for Howery. Hunter Pence has 2 of the Astros' 9 hits. Keppinger 2, Berkman 2. Pence with a pair of singles, got his 27th RBI earlier. The Cubs will have Hill, Terrio, and Fukudome due up in the 9th. Howery just signed with the Cubs on May 21st. He was with them from 06 through 08. Strike to Pence. With Arizona, he had an ERA of 10.67. He was granted his release. Arizona got a good game last night from Dontrell Willis. And he won his D-backs debut.
Arizona bullpen has an ERA of 7.39. Well, Howery's not the only guy who's struggling over there in the pen for the D-backs.
Not at all. Sean Berry and Carlos Lee talk it over. The Astros got 3 in the 1st and 3 in the 6th.
Whoop, a little tardy there.
Yeah. 1-2. Tomorrow night, it's Wandy Rodriguez at Colorado against Jason Hamill. We're on the air at 7 o'clock with that game. Astros live.
Rockies just getting underway in Arizona, so the Astros will beat Rockies back into Denver. Baldo Jimenez today against the D-backs.
Arizona's going for a sweep of that series.
I'm going to bet on the Rockies today.
Okay, I think I'm with you. Foul ball. Jimenez has a very uncommon ERA for this many starts to the season.
It's in the 70 something, I believe.
Yeah. It has been just phenomenal to watch him and some of the other top pitching performances throughout the first third of the season or so. I wonder what kind of a year we're going to wind up with statistically. 3-2. Normally, it's pretty rare for a pitcher to win 20 games. There are several candidates right now.
Yeah, including Tyler Clippard out of the bullpen.
In the air and foul.
Jimenez takes the mound today in Arizona with a 10-1 record of 0.78 ERA. In 80 innings, he's allowed 46 hits.
This will be the 8th pitch Howery has thrown to Hunter Pence. And it's ball 4. We go to Patty Smith.
Well, Hunter Pence gets the walk, but where are Michael Bourne and Hunter Pence when it comes to the All-Star voting? Well, they're not at the top of the list, but help them climb to this year's All-Star game by voting up to 25 times at Astros.com. Vote at Astros.com and be entered in a sweepstake for great prizes, guys.
Yeah, we were not aware until the manager, Brad Mills, met with the media today, and somebody from the media asked Brad about Astros, who should be All-Stars, that the All-Star voting actually in the ballpark has ended already at Minute Maid Park for the year. Because of all the home games the Astros have played.
You're only allowed so many days of voting? Is that how it works?
That's it. So it's got to be online, Astros fans, from now on. Shouldn't be a problem.
You better make some road trips.
That's not a bad thought either. Jeff Plum takes ball 2.
Yeah, honey, I need to book a flight to New York, and I need a hotel, and I'll probably fly first class, and because I need to go vote for the Astros and West ballot.
Yeah, stretch out on the plane and get the paper out. Study all the statistics. To right field. Fukudome comes in. 2 outs. And it'll be Pedro Feliz batting.
You know, if we gave rewards for high balls as much as we do for long balls, that would have been really something.
Yeah, that had some hang time. Feliz, with a 2-run single in the 6th inning, is 1 for 3. Milwaukee and St. Louis play tonight in St. Louis. It'll be Manny Parra against Jaime Garcia. Garcia has a microscopic ERA, 1.32. He's 5-2. Javier Vasquez and the Yankees, with 4 runs in the 8th inning, beat Toronto 4-3. Scott Downs was the loser. Mariano Rivera got his 13th save. Yankees Astros next weekend in New York. Popped up, Coy Hill back. Strike 1 to Feliz. Andy Pettit just pitched yesterday for the Yankees. They have a day off this week. Not sure if he will pitch Friday or not.
Having a good year.
Yes, he is. That little guy's having a good day now. It's 1-1 to Pedro Feliz. Kansas City knocked off Detroit 7-2. Brian Bannister going to 6-3, beating Jeremy Bonderman. He's 2-4. Jose Guillen hit his 13th home run.
Ball's playing a little better since Ned Yost took over for Trey Hillman.
Yeah. They have a lot of guys hitting near 300 in their starting lineup. Doesn't necessarily mean 300 with power. And we'll get a chance to see their ballpark, which has been modified since the last time we were there years ago. That'll be June 15th through the 17th.
A week from tomorrow, the Astros will take an off day in Kansas City, then open that 3-game series.
Staying in the plaza area of downtown Kansas City, JD. Good shopping area.
That's a good area. I hope you get to see Greinke pitch.
Let's hope. Having a tough year, but he really throws the ball well. Doesn't get much run support. Pence takes off. Here's a throw from Coy Hill. Doesn't get him. Stolen base for Hunter, number 6.
Howard's never been particularly good at holding base runners. Slow delivery. Takes him a while to unwind. And good break. And an opportunity to play add-on here. So we always, confronted with this situation, wonder what's going through Matt Lindstrom's mind out there. Does he want the Astros to score this run? He would tell you, he has to tell you, yeah, the more the better, but he doesn't get a save if it's a 4-run lead.
True.
Deep down, he's thinking, that's enough, fellas.
Kevin Cash is on deck. Ground ball, Ramirez. And in the 8th inning, it's no runs, no hits. It will be a save opportunity for Matt Lindstrom. It's 6-3 Houston. As they move around inside Minute Maid Park, on the field it is 6-3 Astros. Jason Michaels takes over in left field for Carlos Lee. Lee was 1 for 4 with a 2-run homer. There's a new shortstop as well. Tommy Manzella moves in at that position for Jeff Blum. He was 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. And it's the closer, Matt Lindstrom, pitcher number 4.
Matt with 12 saves and 15 tries this year. A couple of wins, a loss, a 3.33 ERA. Falling on hard times here lately. Gave up a couple saves in the series with the Nationals.
It was ball 1 to Coy Hill with an RBI double in 3 trips. Brandon Lyon retired the only man he faced, Castro, on a fly ball. And he gets another hold, his 9th. Out of play, and it's a 1-ball-1-strike count after the back-to-back blown saves for Lindstrom against Washington Tuesday and Thursday. Friday night he had a quick outing in getting save number 12 on the 3-1 win over Chicago. He needed only 8 pitches and pitching a hitless 9th. It's 2-1. This is his 5th outing, including last Sunday. He's been working regularly lately. Bouncer to Berkman. Tosses to Lindstrom. 1 out. Lindstrom is in Jeff Blum's number 6 spot in the lineup, with Michaels batting 4th and Manzella 9th for Brad Mills. Hopefully that will be academic. And the Cubs bring Ryan Theriot to the plate. Theriot singled in the 7th inning, his first at bat. He came in the double switch. Lindstrom has had great numbers against the Cubs for his career. 12 1/3 innings, spanning 13 appearances with an ERA of 0. Looped into right field, a hit for Theriot, and he's 2 for 2 in this game.
Well, if you could place a wager on any particular outcome, I'd have been willing to bet that Ryan Theriot was going to hit the ball to the right side. I'm not going to say he was going to get a base hit, but he looks to go that way anyway. And with Lindstrom out there throwing 98 miles an hour, I figured Theriot would just punch one the other way.
Dome got an infield hit to short in the 7th inning. He's 1 for 4. Feliz is even with the bag at 3rd. Colvin on deck. There's ball 1. If the Cubs can get Fukudome aboard, they get the potential tying run to the plate.
So what you're saying is this is a big at bat here.
It really is.
I'm with you.
That's a nice pitch. 1-1, and one in which he might think about bunting.
Pitch tracker showing you that good heater right on the outside corner, a little bit above the knees.
It's 2 balls and a strike.
In that series in Chicago earlier this year, Lindstrom came in a couple of times, and he had Fukudome wailing at that slider. He took some ugly swings at his slider, breaking down and in under his hands.
He got saves in back-to-back games there on a Saturday and Sunday in Chicago. Fouled away. So he has 3 saves against Chicago this year of his 12. Pitched around an error in the 4-3 win for the Astros back on April 17th, and then he got a save in the 3-2 10 inning win the next day. He struck out the side in that one.
Staying away with the fastball.
Chopped slowly. Barehanded Feliz, not in time. An infield hit. Fukudome reaches, and now it's Colvin coming up. And there is some drama here in the ninth.
Yep. And just a little chopper. Nothing Feliz could do. He played it well. And we mentioned this last time with Fukudome. He gets that running lead out of the batter's box, out on that front foot. Particularly close at first base now. One swing of the bat ties this ball game, and the Cubs have Colvin up there, who's got legit power. He's hit 6 home runs this year, including one last night. And after him, it's Derek Lee.
Colvin singled in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 4. Bounce a shortstop. Manzella steps on the bag. Goes to first. A game-inning double play. And the Astros make it a 5-2 homestand, taking 2 out of 3 from the Chicago Cubs. Lindstrom getting save number 13 of the year. Brett Myers goes to 4-3 with a win.
Hey, that drama went away just like that. Had 2 shots, potentially 2 shots of tying the ball game with a long ball, but a little ground ball to short. Manzella gobbles it up, and the fans are just overjoyed.
It's been a good weekend for them. Watching the Astros take 2 of 3. And after this 5-2 homestand, they go away on this long road trip now with some pretty good offense and some nice late inning wins behind them. 6-3, the Astros knock off the Cubs today.